TikTok is getting banned. And what is going to happen with this TikTok ban? So let me first talk about the history of TikTok and how TikTok filled a gap that was needed in the market. So when first TikTok came out, actually let's dive back a little bit. TikTok was first Musically. So when Musically first came out, it was just a app for teenagers at the time to dance and hang out and sing. And that eventually became TikTok, where TikTok was a place for people to congregate during the pandemic. And this was when it started becoming this app where people were sharing opinions, talking, and just yapping. And from there, that started to be this one platform of people being authentic. You could actually have videos on TikTok where it's not even well produced or have all of these transitions, animations, and whatnot, and just you talking, and people would vibe with it and follow you. Like I've seen so many small creators that were just posting on TikTok raw videos from their iPhone that have people resonate with them. And this ties back to when I was in my 20s as a millennial and the whole transparency movement came in, where a lot of businesses were doing direct to consumer type marketing and they were being transparent and they were showing that, hey, you can buy things for a lot cheaper. First brand that comes to mind is Warby Parker or Everlane, where they were doing this thing where, hey, we're manufacturing and we're cutting out the middleman so you can buy it at a cheaper rate, because there are so many middlemen that marks up the price of the end product that you are paying for. So they started introducing that, and they had their whole branding on like, hey, this is behind the scenes, this is what being transparent is like. And shifting that to today, that's matured into now people seeing anything that is where it's like they're getting manipulated into watching or buying, and people don't like that. It's something that if you're on social media often enough that you're very sensitive to. I'm sure that if you're watching something that feels like an ad, you'll feel it. And you'll know that, hey, I don't like this so much because it's kind of icky, to be honest. If you're watching something and you're feeling like they're trying to sell you something at the end or trying to get you to feel something, but like in a not good way, you'll feel it. So that's also why a lot of companies are headed towards this employee generated content, but that's a whole another topic to cover. Today we're talking about more so the TikTok ban and how that's going to change the landscape of things. So this is where I think YouTube is going to come in and take that place. And this is not my original idea. I saw somebody do a video on it, and it made a lot of sense because YouTube is that one place where you could actually just talk in front of the camera too. And we've seen it over the last few years with like Emma Chamberlain, for example, and the rise of podcasts coming in, that people can just talk and yap in front of the camera. And if they are authentic and truly themselves, the audience will feel this and they'll resonate with this, and they'll be able to understand what these creators are creating and putting out there. And I think this is where social media is going to head because, like I mentioned, Gen Z, Gen Alpha is going to be really sensitive to advertisement content or content that is just ingenuine. Millennials might still fall for it because there's millennials that are like in their 40s now, and some, or a lot, I think most are in their 30s, or the youngest ones are in their 30s. So some people might not be as savvy to the internet as Gen Z or Gen Alpha, but with the newer generations, they're super sensitive to anything that seems dishonest. And so if you watch some of my videos too, actually, you can see that if you go scrolling all the way back to my first few videos, they were more polished and had transitions and had animations and B-roll and all that, and it was like produced. Whereas these days, I'm making some of these videos that are edited in an hour, and it's more raw and it has better value, in my opinion, and objectively as well, because I could see in the comments and the watch time and the people subscribing, I can see it actually gain versus some of this old content that personally I think is not as valuable as some of the stuff that I have now. And the thing is, a lot of these creators from the past are relying on overly editing to compensate for something that doesn't have as much value. So imagine this. If somebody is making a video and it is so valuable, it tells you exactly what you need to do step by step on whatever it is that you're trying to get to, it doesn't matter what the editing looks like. you're not going to click away just because they didn't have a transition here or some B-roll there. If the value is there, you're going to keep watching that video. And also with the prevalence of AI coming in as well, I think this is where valuable videos are actually going to stand out a lot more, because there's so much AI junk videos out there right now where it's just AI generated stories, AI generated voices, AI generated images, and AI generated videos, and it's all AI made. And all of this stuff is so generic that as people are getting more familiar with it, they're gonna realize that this is just junk that's getting pushed out there. And they're gonna seek out more authentic, more valuable creators that, even though it might not be as polished looking, it is more valuable than the stuff that is just junk generated by AI or overly edited stuff that is just basically just a bunch of resummarized bullet points that is getting thrown at you. And so with seeing all of these creators that are making very raw and just simple videos, as in like simple as in they just hold a camera and film and edit on TikTok, grow so much, and now having that platform disappear, I think the shift in YouTube, or what YouTube is going to do, is to fill that gap in and have a place for this massive need of people wanting authentic content that helps them connect with other people, because ultimately that's what social media should be. And social media has gotten so far from the initial days of social media, from when it was 2015 or like 2010 to 2015, which personally for me, I feel like is the golden years of social media, because that's when social media was actually for connecting, where you could post something and not think about like, is this the right branding? Is this the way that this should look? Is this the right photo? And it's just somewhere that you put your stuff out there and connect with your friends. That was peak social media for me. Just super raw and authentic. So I'm challenging myself to monetize in the next 90 days. If I continue creating videos like this, which is raw and authentic, to help you, because over the last 7 years, I haven't worked a 9 to 5 job, and I relied all on my personal brand. Now, it might not be on social media, but my personal brand, where somebody might recommend me to someone else to say, hey, Arnold's a good video editor, Arnold does this, Arnold does that, and you're known for something, which I think is immensely valuable now, especially with the internet and social media being at the place that it is. Having your own social personal brand online, the opportunities are endless. And so I want to teach you and share with you and bring you on this journey of creating a social media brand online so that you can have endless possibilities of opportunities come your way. So the challenge for me, I'm trying to get monetized in 90 days. I'm gonna post out as many videos as I can. I wanna make sure that it's valuable for you and not waste any of your time. And if you're liking what you see now, stick around, subscribe, leave a comment. I read all of it, and I'll see you in the next video.